What is going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are here today to watch the Black Adam official trailer numero dos. Johnny, how are you?
I am hot and sweaty. How are you?
I am also sweaty and hot. Coy, how are you?
Hot and sweaty for some Black Adam. You heard me.
Bet you are. I bet you are. I've been studying up on Black Adam, but this guy, he already knows so much about Black Adam, Justice Society of America. He knows, like, everything's going to happen in this movie. He's going to predict it all. So you guys are going to want to stick around after the reaction to hear what he has to say. But yeah, we're going to watch the trailer for the first time. Follow Coy Jandro on TikTok. 15-second, 30-second to 3-minute videos. Covers. I messed it up. I messed up the impression.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was impressed.
If you want to know like a bite-sized Coy impression.
True. That's who I am. I like that I glitch in real time. Yeah. It's the big claps that sell it.
Yeah. Leave a like. That'd be very much appreciated. Leave a comment. Let's see what's going on.
My son sacrificed his life to save me. These powers are not a gift, but a curse.
There'll be a gift.
Out of rage. So I'm opted up.
That's cool.
Nice.
Oh, that's a new thing.
Sauce love?
Cannon needs to be locked
My
down
man.
before innocent people start getting hurt.
He's been asleep for 5,000 years.
You find us a cell that can hold him, we'll take care of the rest.
Who's on the team?
Oh, shit.
I didn't get a passport.
We don't need passports. We're the Justice Society.
Holy crap.
Damn.
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
Damn. These visuals are top notch.
Yeah.
I'm not peaceful,
I never surrender.
nor do I surrender. Here we go.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I kneel before no one.
You didn't come here to seek justice. You came to exact revenge.
I never said I was a hero.
These visuals are awesome.
You believe you are not worthy, but fate does not make mistakes. You have two paths.
So much rock walking in slow motion.
You can be the destroyer of this world. You can be its savior.
Dude.
You checking your nipples?
Gentlemen,
Checking on
feel,
them. Yep, are they good?
gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Nipple
those are
chills.
You have the most reactive nipples of anyone I know.
That's where my emotion goes.
Authentic reaction nipples.
That was excellent, excellent trailer. I like that much more than the first one.
That was my very first thought, was that this is the... I wish this was trailer 1.
Yeah, halfway through it, I was like, this is so much better than that. I mean, I liked the first trailer, but this really felt like something special. You got a lot more of that, like, emotional depth with what Dwayne Johnson has been talking about that he's going to bring with Black Adam. And, of course, seeing more of the JSA. I mean, obviously, it's going to be one of those kids. Like, they didn't even really show us who the main baddie's going to be in this film. But, obviously, you know, it'll be at a point where it's like, okay, Amanda Waller talking to what looks like formerly the JSA, and then is going to have them go after Black Adam. They're probably going to team up, fight an ultimate baddie. But what I loved about this trailer in particular was that it did feel pretty much like, while you got all the cool epic visuals, which look insane. I was watching this, and because of the Zack Snyder almost inspiration with the kind of visuals they do with the fight scenes, I was going, you know what? It would be cool to watch this guy fight Superman.
Yeah,
I didn't wear this shirt accidentally today.
It looked pretty sweet, not gonna lie. It looked pretty awesome. And it looks like he would actually have a character arc of someone who can find himself feeling worthy and perhaps do feel like he can perhaps be a hero instead of just a a villainous path, but it does look like a dark, brooding performance. What you'd expect. Don't worry, Corey. You're going to rock this video in
I'm
just
listening.
30
I'm
seconds.
Don't worry. I'm going to say like 3 words, and then it's all
I'm
you.
in no rush. I'm
But
listening.
John, take it away. I mean, what did you think about the visuals of the JSA? I mean, we got to see some Cyclone powers for a change.
Yeah, dude. We got to see some Cyclone powers. We got to see Hawkman like oscillating through all those different iterations of his weaponry and stuff like that. We got more of Dr. Fate's abilities and all the prismic sort of force shields and things he gets to project. And yeah, this is easily the most enticing thing I have seen related to Black Adam whatsoever. Like, this was the most well-rounded trailer. Like you said, it looks like there will actually be some emotional heft to some of this, and the visuals look amazing, even though we are seeing a lot of like similar places to what we've seen in the previous trailers. The things they added to flesh it out did just that for me. And yeah, this got me actually excited to see the movie and excited to see how everybody, at least that they're featuring here, interacts. And I like that they learned from the BVS trailer playbook, and they didn't show us the probably inevitable them all teaming up to fight a bigger baddie in
very
this
likely.
trailer.
And then it'll set up for an actual JSA movie, I imagine.
I believed in an
Yeah.
actual anti-hero situation taking place that might be
Exactly.
a hard-won battle that could lead to a face turn.
Yeah. Face turn. Good call. All right, guys. All right,
That's
go
it. I'm going to go. So for me, this did 2 really important things. The first of which you guys have touched on, which is it's a trailer for a movie that comes out next month, and it didn't give us 3 minutes of new footage. It gave us maybe a minute, and it's dispersed throughout, but it really allowed the trailer to breathe. It gave us more emotion based off action, and I think the best action is action that has emotion behind it. I think a lot of the times when we look at the greatest action scenes of all time, it's because each punch lands twice. You care about both parties, so you're really invested in the action in a way. So I love that this added emotional heft to the action we'd already seen, because that gives us multiple things. It gives us lots and lots of new connective tissue to us to theorize, but it also gives us a bit more mystery when the movie comes out and has 2 more hours, as opposed to us piecing together all the things we've already seen and assembling a movie. This might be just the first 2 acts, it looks like, and I like that we now have a little bit more context without more footage necessarily. But the second thing this did for me was 2 things. I've always wanted a Sinister Six movie that made Spider-Man the antagonist. I wanted to have a ground level Sinister Six where you've got like henchmen that you're fighting Spider-Man, and then you're conflicted because everybody loves Spider-Man. How am I going to root against Spider-Man? I thought that was the best way to make a Sinister Six movie. And the other thing I've always wanted is a Justice League movie that felt like the gods walked among us, that didn't have necessarily as much baggage as you have to do with a bunch of movies leading up. But I've always been worried about a team movie to kick off something. I've always been worried that if you skip a lot of steps. This did that for me. We've not met any of these characters yet. We're about to meet Hawkman for the first time, who's one of my favorite comic characters. Aldous Hodge is going to crush it. But I'm already invested in him, Dr. Fate, Cyclone. I'm already there. And we've got an Atom Smasher. All of these characters are, many of which predate Marvel, parallels, right? So just because the movies beat them to it doesn't mean the characters beat them to it. And I think what they're doing is exceptional in showing the differences in those characters, because the everyday person isn't going to know that Dr. Fate preceded Doctor Strange. The average person isn't going to recognize that Atom Smasher is even maybe different than Ant-Man. People might not realize these things if you don't read the comic books. So I think they did an exceptional job going like, hey, we're skipping ahead to this point, but these are the differences in our characters. That scene of Black Adam fighting Dr. Fate feels like a panel from a comic book, and it's doing it without feeling like they rushed to me. Now, obviously, we haven't seen much more than this, but everything feels like it's got more weight, and it feels more earned than I would have expected, and it gives us that Sinister Six thing where you're invested in both sides of it. You're invested in your anti-hero in this case, as well as your team, and that's genius.
Who do you think this villain?
This red guy.
This red guy villain, because this looks like this is probably the main baddie of
that
it.
3 frames or whatever.
And like looks satanic like imagery.
Yeah, look at that star.
Literally
in his
looks
chest.
like the devil come to life. I mean, when I was researching this movie, I was hearing rumors about the possibility of Ishmael showing up in here, so I was looking him up, and it kind of looks like one of the versions I've seen of Ishmael.
Yeah, Ishmael doesn't always look like that. Sometimes he looks more human, but there is a New Earth version that is very much this iconography, but he's more tied to Batman and the Lazarus Pit. That also might be Trigon, who's tied to like the new Teen Titans and Raven's dad.
And if I'm not mistaken, Hawkman is a character who is a descendant of someone from like Black Adam's time. And so I imagine that this villain himself
is throughout time, and like that's the thing they've been
perhaps
rallying
or another
for.
descendant or something like that, but probably linked to the Pharaoh who ultimately wanted to kill Black Adam at the very top of this movie. And that's another thing that I'm liking about what this trailer is doing, because he does look very much anguished and very much full of rage. And they have these like human characters I noticed who have like nothing to do with anybody else here. They seem
So
like
their
they're
eye lines. They're going to be like, I understand, because this guy's from like Thanagar, so they're going to have to explain the Thanagarians aloud to the audience, and I think they're going to be the people they expand that to. Like, there's going to have to be those characters that are like, excuse me, what's going on? That's a Hawkman?
Yeah. And then also
for
will
me.
yeah, for us, John and I. But it also will allow for Black Adam to possibly learn a little bit about the better side of humanity, because it looks like when he's awakened, I like that line about it says something like the magic
is
weak.
weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like talking about the bullets, and then there might be some of that humor, that a little bit of that fish out of water quality with a person who is, a person out of time, and like, oh, what is modern day like? Which I'm sure Rock can do comedy. We know that.
But it's going to be fun to play with Shazam, too, because it had a lot of that fish out of water, but with the age thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, they were able to play. And these, eventually, we hope to see these two conflict, because it is one continuity. We've
Yes.
teased Black Adam and Shazam, so I'm really excited for, like, those disparate fish out of water stories to kind of come together.
This looks incredible.
The visuals are insane.
I got like, it's usually like a really easy thing to say, but in a day and age where we're hearing all this talk about visual effects departments getting pissed off at studios and feeling like they're under crunch time and pressure. You know which studio I'm referring to right now. But we hear that talk all the time, that it is kind of refreshing in a weird way to say, because before that's what you always used to lean on, and now it's refreshing again to be like, wow, look how insanely great these visuals actually look. It's a visual feast to behold. So yeah.
It looks like IMAX. I'm ready for IMAX. Like,
ready
this
for
looks
IMAX,
like I
yeah.
want to see it as big as possible, which is another catchphrase, but in this case, it looks needed.
All right, guys. Well, follow Koi on TikTok.
Also, last thing, Pierce Brosnan
Jesus
swag, full
Christ.
effect. I
Yes.
just want to give credit
Thank
to it's important. When he transforms out of Dr. Fate and just that walk, gold, charisma. That's why he cast Pierce Brosnan.
Swag.
Swag.
I mean, Aldous Hodge looks great. Who's playing Cyclone?
I forget her name because I'm a monster.
We're not getting enough. We didn't get much of her here.
We haven't gotten a lot of her in general. She was great at the panel at Comic-Con because her and Adam Smasher, who I also forget the name of.
Noah Centineo.
Thank you, Noah Centineo. They had this
We
really
know all the men.
they had this really incredible bond where they talked about how cool it felt to play young heroes together, and how the two of them like kind of went through like superhero training together, and there was like this bond of team because of that, and it was really special to see everyone on that stage feel like a family. And this is the first movie. Sometimes that takes sequels and everything to build up to, and they were just really great on stage together.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love Noah Centineo. I've said it many times. I'm one of those people who's in love with that man.
I'm ready for Aldous Hodge to be a household name. He has earned it 10 times over.
Definitely. Oh,
Dude's
yeah.
fantastic.
He's an amazing actor. Very underrated, under recognized that. And whenever he's in something, people are like, Aldous Hodge is great. And I'm like, this guy should be more famous. Because he is so good. He is like he's an amazing, amazing talent of an actor.
He does lines that like shouldn't work in Invisible Man throughout. Like
Yeah.
there's so much dialogue where I'm like, only Aldous Hodge. And I can't wait to see that in the superhero scale.
I love that Amanda Waller is like the connective thread.
Yeah, I
The
wonder if
one
that's gonna-
thing that managed.
And one that just manages to like weave in and out throughout all of the
Every
DC.
continuity,
Yeah.
Amanda
She is
Waller's like,
there.
She is the Nexus being of the DCEU.
Shows up to be cold and give orders. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
She's gonna bring Henry Cavill back. Only Amanda Waller in character.
I hope
can.
so. I bet it's a post-credit scene cam. It's got to be. It's got to be. All right, guys. Well, what did you think about this trailer? Leave your thoughts down below. Like I said 2 minutes ago, follow Koi on TikTok. You can subscribe to us, but let's not end this video without doing a Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Now, Gabriel, I know we talked about your name before, but I'm going to look up what Gabriel means on Urban Dictionary today. Gabriel. Now, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Your profile photo doesn't tell us, but it says the type of guy who can make you laugh, but has that serious side of him. Ooh.
Oh, you got duality.
Oh, you're like me, Gabriel. Like, I'm hilarious, but a violent monster on the inside. Just like you.
Yeah.
He gets what he wants when he wants it. Oh, you are just as abusive as me. That's good to know.
Domineering,
We
Gabriel.
need to abuse our way to the top. And don't get me started on his dimples. Gabriel's got great dimples. You can
love
see it
them
from a mile
dimps.
away. That's what people
Them
always say
dimps.
about my dimples, too. You and I have the dimps. He tends to be kind of quiet, but only when he is making a dirty plan. We're perverts, Gabriel.
Never trust a silent Gabe.
Never trust us pervs. But he has a side where you can think of him as a brother. That's true. We are perverted with our brothers. And you never want to hurt him. No, because we will abuse you with our pervertedness.
Yeah.
Gabriel's a perverted abuser. You can tell Gabriel whatever, and he'll listen. And if he likes you enough, he'll tell you stuff about him he wouldn't even tell his mom.
Yeah, like all the dastardly abuses he's committed.
That's great. Oh my God, Gabriel, I hope you can confide in me, considering we have so much in common.
The secret of the dimps.
We are just as good and just as awful simultaneously. Granted, there's nothing really awful here about Gabriel
that we know of.
However, I think that you and I both know we got some dark deeds within us. No, we're both little devils on the inside.
Impish. Impish Gabriel.
You're sexy Gabriel. Thank you. Unless you're a woman, you are lovely to be around.
Gabrielle.